back it up a little bit. The prostate also surrounds the urethra, which is where the urine flows. And sometimes you see some brothers who may have a little problem urinating properly. It may not come out like it should, or it may come out stagnated. Then that's symptoms, that's a signal that you may have prostate cancer, but you may also have BPH, benign prostatic hyperplasia, which is commonly referred to as an enlarged prostate. That's treatable with Flomax and other drugs, not necessarily surgery, and it's not deadly. But the only way to really know if you have the prostate cancer is to go and get that finger and go and get that PSA. Okay? Do what you gotta do. Now, the newest PSA test not only tells you if you have cancer, it will tell you the aggressiveness of the cancer. Why is that important? Because if you have an aggressive form of prostate cancer, it can and will kill you sooner. Prostate cancer only kills you when it metastasizes outside of the prostate and goes into the body. The object is to catch it while it's still in the early stage inside the prostate. Either get the radical prostatectomy, get the IMRT, the intensity modified radiation therapy, or go and get the laparoscopic surgery, or the robotic, or the Da Vinci, or the proton, whatever choice you make, because it's all based on your intuition and how comfortable you feel with the treatment and the lifestyle that you want to lead. Some men say that I don't have 7.5 weeks to go back and forth every day for treatment. So I'm just going to let them cut mine out. So be it. I got all the time I need to do whatever you need to do to make it easier on me. Because I don't want you to cut mine out. I want to keep everything I got, including my bad teeth, on my way out of here when I leave. But seriously, I like to make jokes about it, but it's really no laughing matter. It's a serious thing that's going on. My father died from cancer of the lymph nodes in 1978. My mother died from cervical cancer in 2001. And my sister died from cancer in 2003. So cancer is not a joke, and especially in our community. And the bad part about it, one of the latest studies that I was mentioning earlier is that they always wonder why is it that black men are at the highest risk. And they thought it was just because of our genetics or because of what we ate. One of the latest studies that I just found out through the Prostate Cancer Foundation is that it's based on our demographics. We have the least access to proper health care. We don't go to the doctor until something's wrong. Okay, by then the damage is being done. It's called avoidance. We need to go and get screened. Go in advance to find out, because if you find out, you can do something about it before it gets advanced. By the time you find out that there's something wrong, it's traveled its distance and you're probably not going to make it. I don't know if it was Blagojevich or whoever the governor of Illinois was, or whoever it was that came up with the funding for organizations like Progressive Institute of Health Education and Training, Beehive, and a number of organizations, because the state of Illinois said, you know what, it's cheaper for us to educate than to treat. Educate you about what's going on, at least wake you up and say, go online, go to your own doctor, go find out, talk to somebody and find out your status. 2 months ago, my ex-wife was diagnosed with breast cancer. 2 weeks after that, my nephew's wife, who's less than 40, was diagnosed with breast cancer. Last year when I was coming back and forth, I ran into Barbara and I was telling her about the cancer that I had. She didn't know that she had cancer. She didn't have it yet. When I come back, Barbara Bates has breast cancer. Charlie Wilson, Louis Farrakhan. One of the things that you have to understand, it doesn't matter how successful you are, it doesn't matter where you live, what car you drive, who you know. Everybody is a possible candidate for cancer. Okay? So find out about the cancers, find out about how to avoid becoming a victim of cancer. And I don't think that there's a golden rule that says that you can guarantee that you will never get cancer. Because with all the antibiotics they're shooting up into the chickens and the cows and the stuff that we're eating that we don't know where it's coming from, food being brought in from third world countries where they're not always examining it, we don't know what's going to get us. And the main thing is that we're all going to die, we just don't know when, we don't know how. I just want to make sure that while I'm here, that I have a certain quality of life, and that's something that you can control, but you have to take control of it. I was talking to the sister in the back before I came up here, And she was asking me whether I had a good time. I take my good time with me. Everywhere I go, my good time is with me. Because every time you come out, it might be the last time that you get out. So we gotta stop spending all our time worried about dying, wondering what the neighbor's doing and all the other stuff. Concentrate and focus on the things that are truly important. Who am I? What is my status? How can I find out how to better take care of myself? Am I eating the right foods? Okay, and then if you're not, then change it. People talk about losing weight, they talk about better jobs, we talk about all these things, but what are we doing about it? Brothers, if you think you have prostate cancer, or if you don't know if you haven't had an exam and you're over 40, black men over 40 should be tested. White men over 50. So there's 10 years difference in when you need to go get screened. And if you haven't had a screening within the past year, go get one. Yes? You'll be offered a free screening? I will need to get that information from you. May 22nd, West Suburban, free PSAs and screenings? Got it. I'll need to get that information to you. 9 to 12. That's all. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing is, we live in Chicago, Illinois, 2010. And like Barbara said, if you don't have the finances, you got organizations that will screen you for free or on a sliding scale, but you need to go get screened. And if you haven't been diagnosed and you find out that you're one of the fortunate ones who's not diagnosed with prostate cancer, then start changing your diet. Your diet and exercise are two key elements that help you to, not only will it help you to avoid having complications, if you're a survivor, it helps you to overcome the process of having a recurrence. Your risk of recurrence is greater when you don't exercise and you don't change your diet. Okay, in closing, I'm working on doing a better job of speaking because my mind kind of works in so many different directions at the same time. But I think that the most important thing that I think about every day is the second chance that we get when we get diagnosed with something that we survive it. And there's a saying. They always said that to he who much is given, much is required. And so I spoke at my family church last year when I was coming back and forth, and it's so funny how many people, oh, I'm so sorry to hear about your cancer. It's not my cancer, don't be sorry, I'm fine. I'm healthier than you are. I just got cancer, baby. It's passing through, but I don't look for sorrow and pity or nothing. I have a great life, I have a great time, I haven't had a down day. And I thank God for that. And because of the grace of me being able to stand here, and whether you watch me or not, my feet don't even touch the ground when I walk. Okay, because that's where my mind is. I just kind of like float through life. Because I know that any second will be over, so I don't waste any time doing anything less than enjoying my life and being thankful every day. But I just want to say that the things that when you're given these opportunities, it becomes your responsibility to pass the information on to any and everybody that you come into touch with. It's not for the money, it's not for the glory or anything, but it's the cause. And I just want to thank Miss Lula Gordon. Sister Racing Life. Last year when I kind of like stumbled, Roman Morrow, I don't know where he is, he asked me to speak last year, and I was used to speaking to men, so he's like, speak to a bunch of women with breast cancer? I don't know what I was going to say to a bunch of women. And when I got there, I realized that without the women, the men, that's it. That's it. And if you want the men to go, the women have the power. Ladies, you have the power to make that brother go and get the screening done. Either stop cooking or do something, hold him hostage. You know what I'm talking about. But that's one thing. I want to thank Lula and the members of Sisters Embracing Life because I have so much admiration for the work that you do. And I feel honored to be here. And as usual, anything that I can do, my phone, my doors, and my lifeline is open. I want to thank everybody for being patient with my stumbling. Have a great day and God bless you all.